Just a quick one, guys. We have released our brand new Liverpool Christmas merch drop. We have got the You'll Never Walk Alone, You Filthy Animal tees, along with the You'll Never Walk Alone Christmas tree tee. Do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to copyclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, in today's video we're going to be discussing a bit of transfer news first and foremost, but also most importantly going over the result yesterday as we drew to Manchester United 0-0 at Anfield. Again, a game that I was saying in the sort of match preview, I was really hyping us up ahead of it. I did feel that I expected 3 points at a bare minimum just because of the form of Manchester United at this moment in time and the form that we have been in. But then again, I'm going to touch upon something very, very soon. Yes, I maybe jumped the gun and said, oh, we're going to win this game 3-0, 4-0, whatever I said in my score prediction. I think it's a 3-1. Maybe I was a bit overconfident, like much of the Liverpool fans who are subscribers, Liverpool fans that were at the Anfield yesterday. Everyone had a sort of sense of overconfidence going into this game. Now, I know the 7-0 is a freak result, but we did win 4-0, we win 5-0 in previous fixtures as well. And maybe the overconfidence we shouldn't have maybe had. Again, it is a derby. I know it's the Northwest derby. It's a very historical fixture, and usually form does go out of the window. And again, yesterday was well below par in terms of what we're capable and what I've seen us be capable of doing so far this season. It's something that I don't want to see happen again. And it's something that's made me wake up on this sort of Monday morning very, very frustrated. Very, very frustrated that we drew with Manchester United in that game at Anfield. Again, the attacking players yesterday were woeful. Some of the shots that we were taking, yes, we dominated the game throughout, but you don't win football matches without scoring goals. We didn't really create much. Mo Salah shooting from crazy angles. Again, I'm not going to give him too much stick because he's been a hero so far this season. Luis Diaz, Gakpo, all these players off of it in terms of the attacking options. They weren't the only ones. The midfield, very much disjointed. We just didn't look good. Dominic Szoboszlai, I've been so... I've gave him so much praise so far this season for joining this football club. Since joining the club, I've been saying he's the signing of the season, the bargain of the transfer window. But my goodness me, recently he hasn't been performing at the level that we've seen so far at the start of the season. Yesterday, it wasn't so good. It was a drip and drab midfield display from him. He wasn't alone. Ryan Gravenberch, again, another player that was poor within the middle of the park. Endo, I thought, did fairly well in terms of the sort of defensive areas, but again, didn't really set the world alight. He was probably the better out of the three. And then again, in terms of the actual changes, I've always been very, very high of praise with Jurgen Klopp in the way that he does change his team and the way that we do make substitutions and make tactical tweaks throughout a match, but it just didn't work. Trent Alexander-Arnold going to midfield, that again didn't work. So again, it was a poor result all day long. Yes, Manchester United, Virgil van Dijk said it. They kind of came to play for a draw. They set up as a Burnley would, a Nottingham Forest would, and yeah, just tried to stay back and just absorb as much as they could and just allow Liverpool to dictate the play. But their game plan worked. We didn't score a goal. We can't be frustrated. Again, I've always said so far this season, we're doing well against the sort of bigger teams, the mid-table teams, but I do feel we struggle against the sides like Luton, Burnley, these sorts of teams at the bottom of the table. We have struggled and shown that we struggled against that play that sort of low block. Manchester United just maybe seeing that is our weakness, playing in that low block. I don't think they have the quality anyway to actually beat us anyway, going for it, let me just say that. But in terms of that low block, they've probably seen that that's our weakness and just played to that advantage. So yes, it's frustrating. I am frustrated because and no one wants to lose to Manchester. Lose. That's the fact. That's the moment. We drew the game, and we're acting out as a defeat. They're acting out as a win. Sorry, we didn't even lose. We drew 0-0. But yeah, I'm frustrated because, of course, this time of the year, in terms of going into hate drawing or dropping points to Manchester United in particular, but you know, just in the title race as well, Manchester City dropping points again at the weekend as well. So I just have a real good feeling that we can do something this year. Again, the media have wrote us off. I'm happy with that. That's fine. They can write us off all they want. A lot of the spotlight's on Aston Villa at this moment in time. Manchester City doing poorly. Arsenal going to win the league according to them. Let's go about doing our business quietly and winning our football matches, but it has to start. Again, we need to eradicate that performance and do a lot better against the sort of low block and find that consistency again. I know we are ahead of schedule, but this is Liverpool Football Club. We always have these high standards. Of course, we always do. But again, it's not the end of the world. We've got another big home game coming up this week against West Ham for a place in the semi-final. Again, another match I want to see a better performance in. I want to see us a lot better against Arsenal. Again, this could be a top-of-the-table clash. Well, it will be a top-of-the-table clash. By the time it sort of comes around, whoever wins that game will go top of the Premier League. So again, it's not the end of the world, but we do need to just find that sort of area and just try and, we have bound our luck or rode our luck a little bit so far this season, but we just need to try and get through this sort of December period and try and win as much games as humanly possible and eradicate performances like that. Out of it. Again, frustrated, pissed off, but again, it's not the end of the world. I'll try and be a bit positive there. I'm probably just sharing the same frustration as all of you guys are, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. In terms of other stuff, guys, in terms of transfer news, again, as you said, Liverpool sparked into immediate negotiations. It does seem as though Liverpool will be recalling Nat Phillips back from his loan from Glasgow Celtic. Now, as many of you know from me and my background, obviously, I know Scottish football very, very well. My family are all Scottish. And of course, Nat Phillips was an interesting one that he was going to be making the move to Celtic out on loan. However, has not worked for him one bit. I think he struggled recently with injuries when he came into the team or came into the Celtic team and then kind of got in, but Celtic are in sort of free fall at this moment in time. And again, a defender that was linked with £10 million moves to Benfica recently, lower level Premier League teams, and Liverpool were, as I said, put a £10 million price tag on his head. I mean, going to Celtic and performing as poorly as he has, really, defensively in their domestic games is not a good sign. It's not a good sign whatsoever. You don't have to defend much at Celtic. And to be honest with you, Nat Phillips has been very, very poor. Liverpool have, as I said, started negotiations with regards to cutting the loan shorter. It's supposed to end in January, but it could be recalled even earlier. And as I said, this is because Liverpool, of course, want to bolster their defensive reinforcements. And as I said, at this moment of time, Celtic don't want him either. Or Celtic don't want him. So it does look like Nat Phillips is going to be returning back to the fold very, very shortly. However, as I said, the worrying side of the report is stating is that yes, Liverpool want to bring him back for defensive reinforcements and bolstering the defence that we've got. Again, Nat Phillips, Quansah. I know Quansah's a good young prospect, but these sorts of players, I don't want to be bolstering our defence with players that have been here for years and players that have been out on loan. I want the checkbook out in January and making sure we're signing a quality defender to come in and bolster our ranks. None of this bringing back players from loan from Celtic and players that have been out on loan and bringing them back in to help us bolster our team. No. That's falling asleep at the wheel. We need to be getting the checkbook out in January and making sure that we are acquiring top quality signings. And I hope Liverpool don't fall asleep at the wheel, and I hope they don't think they're naive enough to think that we've got enough quality in the defensive areas to make a title challenge or even just challenge for trophies in general. Again, I know defensively it wasn't our problem yesterday as such, but again, just in terms of our squad depth and the way that we are hearing this sort of transfer news that Liverpool are in immediate negotiations now with recalling Nat Phillips to bolster our defensive options is slightly worrying. As I said, we should be looking towards January and trying to make other acquisitions come the January transfer window. But look, that's enough from me, guys. I've had my little rant this morning. Yes, pissed off. But look, guys, I'm going to take my medicine. We're going to move on and hopefully get a win against West Ham and get to the semi-finals of the League Cup. But Liverpool fans, do let me know your thoughts on the performance yesterday and let me know your thoughts on Nat Phillips being recalled early from Celtic. Is he our answer into bolstering our defence for this season? I think I know the answer, but yes or no, let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, we do have Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to copyclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.